So there's different types of cord cutting. And the idea of cord cutting is it's based on the fact, it's based on our energy flow, and it's based on the fact that we form bonds and attachments to people, places, and things on where our energy is going. It's obviously quite natural to pour our energy towards things. If you look at your own belongings, they kind of hold your energy in them, and it helps us to remember to pick up our bag when we leave the room. And it helps us to know who our loved ones are. So not all energy cords and attachments are like a negative thing. We are here to form bonds. But what can become negative is when there's unconscious negativity feeding. It's usually coming from unconscious needs. And then we form like unconscious contracts with people or things that are not serving us. So like addiction is defined as putting our energy or resources towards something that ultimately doesn't serve us. So it doesn't logically make sense, but energetically it's very difficult to break because there's a contract and an energy exchange. So in your head you might think, why am I eating all this sugar or smoking this cigarette? But it's very difficult unless you work on the energetic level. So with relationships, there are different parts of us that are drawn into them. And what we have the intention of doing in Tantra is to create as many dharmic relationships as we can, or to lead our relationships in the direction of our dharma, so that we are supporting ourselves and the other person into being the highest version of themselves. But what we have in reality is a lot of karmic relationships. Karma is the suffering, the flavor of suffering that you came here to resolve in your life. So you can't bypass your karma, but in Tantra, you want to speed up your karma. So there's a saying that says it could take you many lifetimes to evolve without Tantra, but with Tantra, you can evolve in one lifetime. So what we want to look at is how do we release karmic patterns that would keep us in our small self. Karmic patterns are often ancestral. So like, I don't know, if your mother attracted violent men and then you find yourself attracting violent men, that's a karmic ancestral, pattern. And, again, your logic will go, oh my God, why am I in this toxic relationship? But something compels you, and it's going to be in a very attractive thing. And so a lot of our desire is taking us in you might say in the wrong direction, but it's our karmic pull. And so we can't repress our desire. Well, we could, but it's not that healthy to repress desire. So Tantra doesn't want to repress it or follow it hedonistically, but find the middle way where we can find the source of it within ourselves and take back our power and take back our energy into our center at will. So with cord cutting, the only way you can cut a cord is to take ownership of your part in it. If you're in a victimhood and you're like, oh, this toxic narcissist ex of mine is blah, 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 and it's all them, and they did it all, and I'm just the perfect empathic one, then you will not cut that cord. You will continue to get stuck in it. So we have to find what our part of the deal was. Why did we make that karmic contract? So like examples you see quite a lot of is like a woman who sleeps with a guru. Like that's a common one that we've seen a lot of. And then everybody calls out the guru, oh, this awful guru, they did this, they did that. But the woman also has to see, why did I do that? Oh, I thought I might get enlightened, or, or sleeping with the film producer, oh, I might get a role. There's always a piece. Sometimes if you pick a toxic partner, you want to be the rescuer, you want to be the healer, you want to be the good one. So you have to find your piece so that you can take back your power. So this is important in it. So this is going to be part of the cord cutting. You can't just be like, this is my evil ex, cut the cord, get rid of them. You will attract another one just like that until you've found the piece inside of yourself that was playing with it. Mm-hmm.
And what about porn? How can you?
So with porn it would be the same thing. So with porn or with a substance, there's also something that you wanted from it. So like alcohol, for example. That was one I had when I was a teenager. And my part in the deal was I wanted to release my inhibitions. So I used alcohol for that, and alcohol used me. And then at some point I could see I've been using it for that. I'm going to take back my power. And I went to the Osho ashram and learned how to lose my inhibitions without alcohol. So you have to see what's my part in it, with it. So when we looked at porn the other day on the class, I had us go into fantasy, and do you remember I said a lot of porn, sexual fantasy porn and sexual addictions are mostly about power. So it's good to see what kind of fantasy or porn do I go for, and often it's trying to make yourself feel more powerful. So if you fantasize about tying people up or raping them or that kind of thing, then you're looking for power. And if you're looking for the opposite, you're looking for surrender. And then we can get attached to the porn or the fantasy, or the unhealthy. It can be an unhealthy relationship because we're looking for that. But power, the true power, is not power over anybody else. So if a man, for example, was watching porn with lots of submissive or even violence, which is very popular, then he's actually wanting to feel powerful. But it's not true power if you're harming someone and making them small in order to feel powerful. That's a calling for that man to go on a journey and find true empowerment. The only way to get empowerment is to slay your own dragons, to like own your own shadows and start integrating them and building power and taking on responsibility. So there is a path of power, but it's a fake path to use violent porn. For a moment you feel powerful, but then it's gone because it's not true power. Right? So this is relative power. So a lot of sexual fantasy or sexual, sometimes you get caught in real sexual encounters, but you feel shitty afterwards and you're like, ugh. And then it's often about power. Yeah. Good. I'm going to describe the process. So the process is amazing. So this is from Wendy, who works in medical Qigong. She's now 70, but she's one of the top facilitators in the world for medical Qigong. Medical Qigong is the shamanic branch of Taoism. And we run a priestess training together. So there are different types of cord cutting. And I particularly like this one because instead of just having the negative and cutting the cord from that, you also have the positive. So I'll speak through the pieces and then I'll guide it. So one of the pieces is that we're going to put a black and white picture in front of us of what we're cutting a cord from. So if let's say it's a person, you can put a black and white photograph of the person. You just imagine, black and white photo. Maybe it's your mom, black and white photo. By the way, when you cut a cord, you're not cutting off the person. Big mistake people have in their head is like, oh, I'm cutting away this person. You're not ghosting anyone. You're cutting off the karma. That's all. You can actually have a better relationship with them, or they disappear out of your life. Like that's up to whatever they're choosing. So you picture the black and white picture. We're going to raise our hands and we're going to move the black onto this side and we're going to move the white over onto this side. So we separate the photograph into the black and the white. And then you turn your head as well when I say we turn, because we're working with the left and right side of the brain. So we're going to turn our head and look at the white side. So let's say I'm cutting with my mom and then I'll turn, and in the white side I see all the positivities, the happy moments, the beautiful connections, the love, basically, the part that is in alignment with Dharma. Then I turn and look at the black part, and then I see the harmful part, the painful part, the suffering. That's usually the ancestral karmic stuff, right? The patterns, the pain. So we have both. We're going to cut the karma and we're going to leave the love. So that's why I love this form. So it's going to be a very simple cord cut. The actual cord cutting is very simple. We're going to feel the cord. You're going to find where it is located in your body, and then you're going to take a moment to feel your own ownership of this cord. And you're going to feel where you've been giving your energy away. We call in Archangel Michael as the assistant of cord cutting. So I will offer that. If that doesn't resonate with you, it's fine. Or if you want to call in another divine being, it's also fine. It will be consecrated as well, so it's in alignment with our Dharma. Then I will count to 3. You can raise sword fingers and go, ha! and cut the cord. So it's a loud sound. We'll do it all together. Picture the cord cutting, feel it releasing, and see their energy go back to them, and their power goes back to them, and your energy and power comes back to you. Feel it going into your body and integrating into your energy body. And then we give a few moments for that to settle, and then of course we reconnect to the loving part. Okay, so it's quite simple. Maybe I'll put on some music. Okay, that's good. Okay, so you want to be always sitting for cord cutting, so your perineum is on the earth and your crown to the sky. So let's take a deep breath in, raise your hands up. Exhale with a he sound, clear your auric field. And bring your hands into Namaste. And we consecrate this cord cutting, we offer it to the highest consciousness. And we invite pure presence into our space. We ask all to leave this space that is not in alignment with the divine. We ask for holding and guidance and protection. And may this cord cutting be blessed. Aho. And then inhale your Namaste, hands up. And separate your hands. Take a moment to feel light streaming in into your crown, into your body. And then slowly lower your hands, drawing the light down. Touch your fingers to the earth, feeling a sacred space. And you can put your hands into your lap and take a moment to tune in to who or what you're cutting your cord, your karma from today. And we'll just work with one thing, one person, one relationship. It could be with a person, a relationship pattern, in which it's a relationship pattern, pick one person that you had that with, or porn, or a substance. And just picture this, I'm going to say this person, but you can adapt. Picture this person in front of you in a black and white photograph. Notice the details that have appeared in your picture. How does it form? How does it look? Or how do they look? You can gently raise your hands up to the level of your heart. I'm going to be using also the fact that we're in an eclipse portal, which is a very powerful time to cut a cord. So check in with yourself if you're ready to release this karmic pattern. And take your left hand, place it up. You're going to place it at the side of the photograph and gently sweep the white part and follow it with your head over to the right. So you've got just a white image of that person or thing, and just take a moment to look towards that. See the light. And then lifting up your right hand and sweep it the other way through the photograph. You're going to sweep all the black, follow it with your head. And now you've got just a black image. You can lower the hand, looking at this, the darkness, the suffering, the pain. It may form into different images at this point. Bring your head back into the center, feeling the neutral point. And then turning and looking at the right with your eyes closed. Turning your head to the right, and take a moment to tune into the love here, the light of this relationship, the joyful moments, the loving moments. can smile to it. We want to keep the love and keep the Dharma. The relationship may end in some way, but the love remains. And take a deep breath into your heart. And turn back to the center, feeling neutral for a moment, feeling light over there on your right, feeling darkness on the left. And gently turn your head. We look towards the darkness. And take a moment to see the suffering that has played out here, or the pain. And start by really, you can see it in them, in the external object or person. And as you're tuning into the pain, notice any sensations in your body. You might start to feel triggered or activated. And that is the cord. So begin to really let that cord be there. Cord is fed with emotional energy, negative emotions. It might be fear, there might be anger, there might be grief. There's always a negative emotion feeding. You might just feel this kind of triggered sensation. You might feel depressed, unhappy, regretful. This moment we let the emotion be there, so we can let that cord really start to form in a way that you can feel it and sense it. And notice where it's coming into your body. It's usually somewhere in the torso. And it's often in the solar plexus, to do with power. Sometimes it's little left, little right, little up, little down. So just notice. And I'm going to invite you to sense this contract, this karmic contract that you have made, maybe in this lifetime or another lifetime, with this person or this substance or this fantasy. Just begin to sense that contract. And we're going to track through that cord into our own body and feel deep inside for ownership. What inside of you, what unmet need inside of you was looking for something outside? What was your part in the deal? What were you hoping to gain from this connection? And take a moment. It may just sort of come to you. You may have clear ideas. Take a moment. And then breathe into that. You really want to fully own. It's not about blame, it's about ownership. And only by finding our part in the contract can we break this contract, can we complete it and let it go. Only when we see where we gave away our power can we take it back. And there's often one main thing, there may be a couple, so just notice. And they had their thing, but that's not your business. That's their karma, not yours. So we've got the cord, you've got your own part in the cord. We're going to take a moment. You can put your head in the center and we call in Archangel Michael. Such a helpful being for cutting cords, if that resonates with you. If not, just call in light. But I recommend not calling in any old helper. So just either call in light or Archangel Michael or a guardian angel. And feel light starting to flow into this space. A light beyond duality. And you're going to form sword fingers. So you have your 2 fingers together on the right hand and holding your thumb to the other fingers. You've got sword fingers in your right hand. Raise your sword up and really fill it with the light. That is going to help you to reclaim your power of your Dharma, your truth. And feeling that cord. Feeling our completion with this life lesson. I'm going to count to 3 and you're going to make a hush sound and cut the cord with this help of the heavenly bodies. 3, 2, 1. Rest your hands on your knees. Maybe some energy moves through your body. Feel how that cord, it broke cleanly and fully, and one part whizzes back to them, to the other half, and your part is coming back to you. Your energy is coming back to you. Your power is coming back to you. You can raise your hands up, take an inhale, and slowly draw your energy and your power back to the point where you felt the cord coming from. So bringing it back, place your hands on your body. And breathe in your power. Breathe it in. What does it feel like to take back your power? Feel it integrating into your core channel, your Tai Chi pole. Feel the integration right in the core of your being. And we're going to put the hands into Namaste. I'm going to take a moment for gratitude. So you can turn slightly to your left and take a moment of gratitude to the pain that helped you to awaken or learn a lesson. Even if that lesson was just taking back your power now in this moment, take a moment to thank the karma that came here, that taught you. And making a bow to the left and turning to the right and feeling the love, the joy, the beautiful moments, the happy memories. Feel your heart open. You might feel more lightness and freeness to have the love without the cord. Take an inhale and exhale, bow. And then come to the center, raise your head slightly, feel the light from above, the light of your higher self, the unified field, the quantum field, the ultimate truth, which we are here to become the embodiment of. And gratitude to the guides, guardians, and angels that protect us, that guide us. And gratitude for the expediation of this process, all the divine forces that help us to move faster towards our Dharma and our truth and the embodiment of love. Thank you to Archangel Michael. Take an inhale and making a bow, thanking yourself. This cord cutting is now complete. End with one inhale and a he sound to clear your space. Thank you. Thank you all for holding this collective space and making this even more powerful. May you feel lighter, freer, more aligned to your Dharma. Yes. Thank you.